Maritza, how are you today?
Good, and you?
Good, thank you. Thank you for being able to meet with me today. I looked at the results from the last meeting, and I looked at the nutrition and diet-wise related results. And right here you can see your nutrients report. We used a program called Super Tracker to do this, and the Super Tracker suggests that your total calories are between 1,800 and your average eaten is 1,264 calories. So I just wanted to ask you, is this a common day, or were you trying to lose weight during this week?
No, it was a common day. I actually skipped lunch just because I forgot in the morning to prepare a lunch. So other than that, everything that I've eaten that day, week, was average.
Oh, okay. So looking at your nutrients report, there were some things that were looking good, like your added sugars were on the range, also saturated fats, and having 2 meals a day, which is good that you're including 2 meals every day. And I just wanted to, based on this, I just wanted to discuss a few things with you, if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
I created a circle chart, and what it is I put different topics related to the calories report, the food groups, and the nutrients report. And these are topics that we might be able to discuss today. And here you have eat veggies, low fiber, low protein, low whole grains, exercise. Which would you like to talk about today, or is there any other topic that you would like to talk about?
I think low protein is something that I would like to talk about.
Okay. So I'm curious, why did you pick this topic?
Just because I'm curious about the amount that I should be intaking and what type of foods I should be eating in order to get that protein.
Okay, so it's good that you're interested in knowing the amount. And what do you know about this topic?
From what I've heard, I know that maybe white meats are a little bit better than red meats to eat on a weekly basis.
Oh, so it seems like you have a fair amount of knowledge about white meats and red meats. So that's good. And actually, can I share something about the UC Davis webpage about protein? So proteins are the essential building blocks for our muscles and our cells. And what they talk about for our daily intake is around 54 grams of protein every day. I know that here in the United States you use ounces, but in average for your weight, it's around 2 ounces. So what do you think about this?
2 ounces for my weight and height, right?
Exactly.
So, I feel like that's an average amount. I would consider doing that, trying that in a weekly basis for myself, and just to have that amount of protein that I require, I would definitely try that.
So it's good that you have this interest, especially during your day. I know that you have a busy day with school, you told me on the last session. So it's good that you're interested in knowing the amount and the benefits from white meats versus the red meat. Okay. And well, I'd like to ask a few more questions, if that's okay with you. This is a ruler, and this helps me to get to know more of my clients. So this shows a scale from 0 to 10. And talking about low protein, if you don't mind me asking, on a scale from 0 to 10, being 0 not important at all, I don't want to talk about protein, and 10 is being extremely important to you, I really want to engage in the amount of protein, I want to know how much and how many, and which number would you pick for you?
For the importance of it, I would say probably an 8.
Okay. So what did you choose this number?
I chose it because I figured that I don't know any other way to get protein into my system other than meats. And I'd like to know what meats are better to eat other than red, just to have that specific required amount.
Okay. So you're interested on knowing different types of animal protein besides the red meat. Okay. And why didn't you choose a lower number?
I figure because in America, a lot of people eat meat here, and I really don't like to eat that much meat that I need to, my body requires. So if there was a substitute for that too, for me, I would like to know that too. But I wouldn't pick 1 or 0, because I really feel like it's important.
So I feel that you want to know more about the other sources of meat because here in America they have a lot of red meat choices. Is that okay? And what do you think you could do to make this a higher number, like a priority?
Maybe, honestly, to be able to afford meat, but I mean, at least much as I would be able to require, I would have to require, but just knowing the importance of it and what it does for my body alone, probably increase the importance.
Okay. So it's good that you emphasize the importance of protein in your daily diet and that you're interested in knowing these facts. And okay, so what else do you know about this topic? What else you can tell me about protein, about your day?
I'm sure that there's other substitutes for protein other than meat. Like I've heard beans, which is a really great one that people say. Other than that, not really much.
Okay. And right here, there's something that we call a SMART goal. And it's something that it emphasizes a goal related to the topic that we were talking about, which is low protein. So what would you think would make it a specific goal for you related to the protein?
To be able to reach my required amount and to stay on that on a daily basis.
And to be more specific, how would you think that it will work for you on your day from Monday through Friday, for example? How many days would you like to include the white protein?
Probably two times a day, lunch and dinner.
Okay. So this is good because we were talking about specifics and you want to stay on the required amount, which we talk about, and it would be around 2 ounces. And would you like to include or what is the kind of protein that you would like to include more in your days?
Probably more of fish and turkey.
And you were telling me that twice a day you are interested in including this protein. Yeah. And how would you make it more achievable?
Probably preparing the food ahead of time and knowing what, making basically a chart of what I should be having this day and how much I should be having before I prepare it.
That's a good goal because you're thinking about preparing your meals ahead. So in that way, you can have the amount of protein you're intended to have in your day, and it sounds like you will feel more organized that way. Did I get it right? And realistic. How would it be more realistic to you to set this goal?
I would definitely have to wake up earlier in the morning in order for me to prepare the meal, but probably at night I would have to set the certain of what I'm going to take and how much I have to take of the certain meat, and just make sure that I do prepare it in the morning before going to school.
And when do you think that you can start with this organization and including the protein and the amount that you want to include in your day?
I'd like to start, as soon as possible, but next week would probably be the greatest, so that I can start from Monday to the end of the week to see how I do.
Sounds like a plan. Sounds great. And even when we talk about protein and when we talk about the meals, you can even have social support. Have you heard about this before? Social support, you can talk with your boyfriend, and you can do this as a couple, and you can start this goal, so it'll be easier for you to feel that you're with someone working towards the same goal.
Not alone.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And also mindful eating. Have you heard about mindful eating before? Mindful eating talks about how you feel when you eat your food, all of this emotions and sensations. So now we're used to looking at our phones while we eat. So mindful eating talks about enjoying your fish, enjoying your turkey, and enjoying the flavors, because that improves digestion. And sounds like a plan. So for the specifics, you were telling me that you want to include more fish, more turkey. You want to stay on the required amount that we talk about, which is around 2 ounces, and twice a day, preparing in advance your foods, and time limited. You want to start as soon as possible. Did I get it right? Did I get the summary right?
Yeah, but probably Monday to Sunday, just to see, on a schedule, calendar schedule, so that I don't start in the middle of the week or the end of the week, just to see my results at the end.
Okay, so it sounds like a good plan, Alexia. So thank you for giving me your time. Thank you for being at this counseling session. I hope that we can start with this goal as soon as possible. And do you have another question for me?
No.
No? Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.